But beloved, let me get started for tonight. What is the first thing that you think of when you hear these words? Heart wounds. Heart wounds. Do you think of it as a medical term? Cousin Sharon, do you think of it as a medical term, or do you view it as a spiritual term? Do you think, Bernice, hey Mary, do you think Mary, Dwayne, do you think that you may have one heart wound? Maybe two heart wounds? Maybe more? Listen what the Apostle John said in John 16:33. He said that in this world, we're going to have troubles. But be of good cheer. God has come and overcome the world. So, we're going to have troubles. Troubles lead to heart wounds. You know, in the world system, we may call them heartbreaks. Did you know, and I'm sure most of you do, that the broken heart syndrome is now in medical journals? Dr. Val, what are you talking about? The broken heart syndrome is when we see a person literally dies from a broken heart. We see it a lot with couples who have been married for long periods of time. One passes on and the other just sits and wills themselves to death because of a broken heart. Though we may have heart wounds, beloved, God has made a way for healing. Remember what John said in 16:33. God has already overcome the world. He's already overcome the pain that causes these heart wounds. I want to venture for a short time, not going to keep you long. Hey, Linnell, we're talking about heart wounds, beloved. I'm not going to keep you long tonight, but I want to venture with you, whether you're young or old, middle age or whatever it is. I want to venture with you, hey, Pastor Purcell, with your being honest about trauma, some type of trauma that you may have encountered throughout your life, one time or many times. It could be a childhood trauma, maybe physical abuse, sexual abuse. It could be the death of a loved one. It could even be a life-altering injury. It could be an abortion that you really just tearing at your spirit, or a miscarriage, the loss of a baby that you had prayed and hoped for so long. It could be a divorce. You didn't want a divorce. You wanted to be married forever. Beloved, I could go on and on. But heart wounds come in life. And I know that may sound simple, but heart wounds come in life. But we know, we've all felt it, how tough it can be when we are knocked down and we feel so helpless and so hurt that we can't imagine getting up. During these times, beloved, sometimes, hey, Rosa, Sora, welcome. So glad you're with us. We're talking about heart wounds. Sometimes during these periods of pain, we hurt other people. And beloved, sometimes we even hurt ourselves. Heart wounds cause us to hurt other people and often cause us to hurt ourselves. We got to stop hurting people, beloved. Have you heard of this statement? Hurting people hurt people. I think we've heard it so much that it's lost its meaning. It's lost the force behind it, that we don't think that we can change, that it always has to be that way, that if I'm hurting, it's almost as if I have a license to hurt someone else. And if I'm hurting myself, It's only myself that I'm hurting. Beloved, what happens when we have heart wounds? Some of us pretend to not have them. And what you do is you kind of sweep them under the rug, per se. You know what we mean by sweeping under the rug. Have you ever swept anything under a rug? What did you find when you came back, Pastor Purcell? If you swept something under a rug, say dust, and you laid the rug back down, you went back a week later, month later, a year later, what did you find? Put it in the chat for me. If you swept dust under the rug, laid the rug back down, hey Joanne, we're talking about heart wounds. When you went back, what did you find under the rug? Thank you, cuz. It's still there. The dust is still there. You saw the same dust that was there. That's how heart wounds are. Same thing, Pastor Purcell. But unlike dust, heart wounds can hurt. Or maybe dust can hurt if you have allergies. But I'm talking about hurting people and even hurting ourselves. So what do we do, Joanne? What do we do with painful memories? And they're not just painful, fleeting thoughts, beloved. Hear what I'm saying when I talk about a heart wound. These painful memories are etched, written in our souls. Dr. Val, what is the soul? Your mind, your will, and your emotions. So these painful traumas cause heart wounds that are etched, written into our souls, our mind, will, and emotion.